So I'm playing the deck list that I've been calling the Queen's Army. It's a 5-color Sliver Queen control deck, actually. And I thought I would challenge myself. This is the goal. The goal is to get 4 people to concede on turn 4, and I picked the first 4 games that I had. So you can see I've lined them up: game 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 different opponents. We'll see if I can meet the challenge. So in game 1, my opponent wins the roll, and he is running. And these were literally back to back to back, which you'll notice if you look at the time on my computer's clock, in case you think I selected these randomly or cherry-picked them. So here is the hand, here's the opponent, and let's get started on the challenge. So obviously keeper. Opponent does for us nothing. It's not good against this deck. Not good against anyone, but really not good against this deck. And we lead off with Elves of Deep Shadow, followed by some thinking. Realizing I actually had enough to brainstorm first, so I brainstorm, shuffling away Terastodon and Ancient Tomb, and then Birthing Pod. My elf into Stoneforge Mystic, who fetches Sword of Fire and Ice. Seems pretty good. And that's it. A turn 3 kill. My opponent wants nothing to do with that kind of a start. Move on to the next opponent. So in this one, I won the dice roll. So I'm going first. Remember, it's 4 games, turn 4 is the goal, so we're on track. Here is the hand. As you can see, it's been 1 minute since the last game passed. It was very focused on playing as quickly as possible. And Omnath versus Queen. I won the dice roll, so let's start off here. Forest Go. Remember what I said? You just can't keep a hand with that little tiny insignificant amount of action. So anyway, so I take a Strip Mine and a Soul Ring. We'll redo that turn, only I'm in a much better position. He's got nothing. I can't regrowth and then Strip Mine again, so instead I regrow a Vampiric Tutor. Probably a better choice anyway. And I vamp for... what do you get here? Mox Diamond. Why do you get Mox Diamond? Well, because Tezzeret fetches Crucible. And bam, right on target. Turn 4. Opponent gives up. Next opponent. I win the dice roll. Going first again. And here is the hand. Here's my opponent's commander. He's playing blue, so this might not go as quickly. Especially blue-black. Lots of removal encounters, I imagine. Let's see how it plays out, though. So I keep that hand and open with Elves of Deep Shadow. I don't draw a land. Here I actually made a slight error. I Zenith for 2. I should have Zenith for 1. Because I go and get Scrib. I should have Zenith for 1 and got Quirin and left 1 mana floating. But I did not. Oops. Hold on a moment. So get down with GT. But had I left 1 mana by getting Quirin, I would have played the GT and had 1 White 2 Enlightened Tutor here. So my opponent, Island Go. I just have to hope that that doesn't mean he has a counter spell. So I have to waste a mana this turn on the Enlightened Tutor, and I go get Crucible. It's going to be very hard to get someone to concede here, I think. But there's the Crucible. Pick up the Elves of Deep Shadow. Fetch up by Underground. Equip the Ranger. Get in for some beats and some counters on Jitte. Opponent's turn 3 is an Encroaching Waste. And look at that top deck, very nice. So I decided not to use it, strangely enough, and instead go for Opposition, which resolves. Alright. We are right on track. Most people will concede in the face of an Opposition. Let's see how this works out, though. So the ultimate price is my Scrib. But it doesn't matter, I guess. He gives up. So turn 4, we're on track. Now, had he not done that, the play was most likely replay the Marsh Flats and then Wargate for either 0 and put a strip into play and start stripping. Strip lock combined with Opposition probably would have got the scoop, or it would have been, or perhaps it could have done something else. But anyway, he gave up. I see Brian showed back up. I'm going to check it out in a moment. Last game. Can I win the challenge? I'm going first. That bodes well. Although it really doesn't matter since it's a turn 4 challenge. Doesn't matter all that much. So here's the hand. Looks beautiful. Let's see how it plays out. So first turn, land go is not going to help him. So I vamp for Mana Crypt and Crypt for Trinket Mage, who goes and gets Mox, which allows me to get a Wasteland into play and a Dark Confidant. What I would call a pretty solid turn 2. So his turn 2 is a top. Not quite the same at all. So I eat some damage here, and I don't want to take any damage off of Confidant that I don't have to. And it doesn't look like I really have something to do, so I go ahead and Brainstorm, putting back land on top. So for this turn it's Breeding Pool, kill his land, mash for damage, metamorph a Trinket Mage, and trinket a Soul Ring. A pretty good turn 3. And my opponent's got nothing. He's a trooper though, I haven't got him to scoop yet. So I go for a fact. Oh no, I go for a Future Sight, excuse me. I mean, this looks pretty hopeless, right? Like, who keeps playing here? I don't know, I guess this guy does. Mash for 6. My opponent has Life from the Loam. That will save him. So I take a bunch of damage here. Well, I take some from the thing, but then I forgot I made the play of Fact or Fiction in order to try to clear out Tez so I didn't have to take needless 5 damage. Take the Tezzeret pile, of course. And look at that top card. How awesome is that? And a Gilded Lotus. And a Skull Clamp. So, I didn't quite win the turn 4 challenge, but I did get one on turn 3. I think that makes up for the turn 5 kill. And again, here's the deck list, and I hope you enjoyed that 4 for 4 challenge. Time to go check out Brian's game.